Hi everybody, my name is Bo. I'm the creative artist in Innovators and Visionaries, and we're here today with Jim Levandosky. We're in Eastport, Maine, and Jim is a really cool guy that I've known a really long time, from when I used to live here many, many years ago. And we're just going to talk to Jim about what he does today.
I went to California, enrolled in junior college, and they said, well, what do you want to major in? And I said, I don't know, I'm pretty good at art. Okay, you're an art major. And that was it.
Nice. Very cool.
Well, then you got to be on that part of campus. I interacted with the football team. I was a football player. I liked history. I liked English a lot. But when you're in the art department, it's another world. I was a TA, basically at junior college. I'd help fire the kilns. So I had keys. And we would go to the ceramics department at 3 o'clock on a Friday, and we would not leave until 3 o'clock on a Sunday. We would stay there for 48 hours. I can't remember doing what, but we knew the janitors better than we knew our teachers.
Like a bender of ceramics.
Yeah, it was.
That's cool.
It was the best of times. Every kid that I see, I tell them, go to college, you will never have a better time. Even if you don't want to get smart, go to college. Be there for 2 years. Have a ball.
Right on.
So yeah, then I was in the ceramics and sculpture department, learned block prints, and talked to a lot of artists. I was treated well, and decided to open my first ceramic studio in the cellar of a 3-story abandoned building. My rent was $15 a month.
Wow. Yeah. That's cool.
First gas firing kiln, I almost wiped out a whole block. I built the kiln and I built it wrong.
That's excellent.
Yeah, almost killed some people.
Oh, well that's...
Inauspicious start.
You would consider Pittsburgh a real community for you?
Pittsburgh indeed, but my little neighborhood was called McKees Rocks. And it's very, very old. When George Washington walked from Virginia to the forks of the Ohio and the Allegheny and the Monongahela to survey a place for him to report. His guide was a man named Christopher Gist, who suggested McKees Rocks as a more strategic place. There was already a French and Indian War type era trading post there. And Queen Aliquippa had her settled. She was an actual queen of the Iroquois nation.
It's quite the history.
Oh yeah, it was real early. The Wild West began at Pittsburgh. And he pulls up on the street, and it's wintertime, and there's a couple of 14-year-olds. You know, the drugstore bandits that are around 14, not quite the tough guys yet, but still on the street. You know, they're not home, they're on the street, because you take your part of the street. Mm-hmm. As it was their corner, and he comes up to him and he says, hey, any of you kids know where Jim Levandosky lives? And the one kid looked at him and said, who's asking?
They're looking out for you.
Yeah, well, we look out for each other, and strangers that come in, you're not going to find me. Right. I mean, if you do, I'm going to know you're coming before you find me.
Got it.
So, anyways, it's not that I'm in some sinister place where I can't be found. It's just that when I'm home in McKees Rocks, I'm working. I don't have a public persona like this.
Got it.
I'm just busy in my garage making stuff in order to come out. I'll tell you the dream exactly.
Sure.
And then you can make your own conclusions. I have, because I'm a skeptic.
All right.
And like the Dalai Lama said in his autobiography, anything that I say is not evidence that I believe in anything that exists outside my mind. Mm-hmm. Because we do create this world according to some people. But anyway, in this dream, the reason that I remember it is I was awakened in the middle of the night by noise outside. And when you're awakened, if you're in deep sleep, you can remember more clearly than if you awaken slowly in the morning. Everybody dreams, mm-hmm. but you just don't always remember it. So I happened to remember this one because somebody was outside making noise. And I remember I was speaking to a hooded figure, and I couldn't see his face. And the figure said to me, you will achieve world peace if you become an abstract expressionist. And I said, oh yeah, how's that supposed to happen? And he said, people will look at your pictures and they will talk about peace. And I said, that's all well and good, but I still got to get $10 a piece for the pictures.
Right.
A smart ass even in my classroom.
Even in your visions.
Yeah. So I woke up, and then the next day, it was right around this time in Eastport, and another season of painting lighthouses was complete. And I'm not complaining, it's a great gig. 90 Days in Paradise. And I had some time, and I have all kinds of materials, so I thought I'm going to try some abstract expressionism. I did 40 or 50 small pieces, and they were pretty good. And I have an eye for what's good, and I know a lot of people around here that have an eye, and I said, what do you think of this? And they said, not bad, not bad. So I thought, okay, here's what I'll do. I will comply with this dream to this extent. I will open up either a coffee shop or a gallery, and I will have nothing but abstract expressionism that I do on the walls for sale, and reasonably so. And I will provide free coffee for people to sit and talk, and every picture will be entitled Peace. And so all I have to do is read the title, and I have complied with the dream. They're talking about peace. This is not to say that I believe in peace or that it's possible. I know intellectually that if this species doesn't achieve peace within the next 50 years, it will obliterate the Earth and itself. And the cosmos will not even bat an eye or care. It's up to us to do it. And it's up to the younger generation to grapple with the problems, because they are huge. So, my little bit will be to provide a space where people will talk about peace. Now, if any of the paintings sell, I will provide a free meal on Fridays. And the meal will be vegetarian, not because I'm a vegetarian, but because a lot of people are. A good filling meal, something good, spaghetti or rice or something. No lectures, no donations accepted. Nobody is going to ask you to sign anything. But at the end, I will ask you to chant for peace in your own belief and in your own voice. If you're a Buddhist, you could chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo if you want to. Catholics could recite the Rosary. Out loud. If you're a hippie, sing Give Peace a Chance. I don't care what you do, but do it out loud, and I will record this with no attempt to layer it or manicure it in any way. No cleaning it up. And over the weeks, it'll become a cacophony for peace. Sort of a magnificent noise, if you will.
Now, when you say record it, are you saying record it literally with recording device?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so then just build it up layer upon layer until it is a kind of a hum, which will be sold on the internet as meditation tape for yoga and other trance-like states. If they sell, that money will go to a team of idealists who will go to Africa to drill water wells.
Nice.
This is very doable, because the African people have very corrupt governments. If we can make a few springs happen, I think that starts peace in the mother continent. We're all Africans. We came from Africa. Indisputable fact. No two places origin of this species. Africa. So let's go back there to start. My little piece of the picture is, I was instructed to be an abstract expressionist. I can do realism, I can do impressionism, and I make some nice crafted items that people seem to like and buy, and it helps me to survive, but I'll give that up. And I will run these peace cafes everywhere where there's a college student. I'll start in Pittsburgh because I know some kids in college right now. And I like to look after them a little bit, have a place where they can come, a safe place, talk.
So you plan on doing this a lot of different places, not just here at Eastport,
everywhere.
But anywhere you can be.
I really had no plans. My first quotation about Che Guevara, all revolutionaries are motivated by great feelings of love. Never had thought that concept. And then they had another banner across the road that said, fighting for peace is like fucking for chastity. And it's absolutely true.
Yeah, it's true.
All sides now are in contention, fighting with each other as if they're defending some sort of intellectual territory that the other side has to come and see the light in order for there to be peace. This is absurd. The only thing that can engender peace is if you find peace within and live that way and give up your hostility, give up your anger. What did Muhammad say? When one of his disciples asked him, what is the definition of jihad? Muhammad looked at him and said, you fight anger, that's your jihad. And that's the best thing an individual can do, overcome anger. So anyways, my little piece of the thing will be these little cafes if they happen. If I can get a patron and those paintings can sell for what paintings do in New York City, I can open up a shitload of cafes. Because there's always somebody young that's willing to make coffee, especially if it's free.
That's true.
All you got to do is pay the rent.
Yeah.
And use a tax number of a gallery so that you don't have to comply with the health codes of a cafe. Because you're not selling coffee, you're giving it away as a libation to your customers. The fact that they don't buy anything is irrelevant. Most of the people that walk through this door don't buy anything either.
Anyway.
So we can't make that a condition of getting a free cup of coffee.
Sure. So, anybody who does want to get a hold of Jim, we think it would be wonderful if you would fund some money, maybe for some of his projects for world peace. I think that would be great to see him facilitate his vision. So, in that case, get a hold of me, contact me through the website, you know the contact page, and I will get a hold of Jim.
And some indication where you want the Peace Cafe near you.
And of course, airline tickets for Jim. That helps.
And my protege.
Right. Me? Oh, no.
Come on.